Hi everyone, it's Don and I hope you're having a fantastic week. Well, I just got back from my cruise to Japan, and on my second cruise to Japan I went on a bunch of excursions with Tony from La Lida Loca. And I just want to talk to you about one of the excursions we went on, and in particular the stop we did. Because quite frankly, it was one of the stupidest excursions I've ever been on. So here we are, because I was in Japan a week earlier than Tony on my first cruise, I let him choose our shore excursions for the second one. What did he want to do? Because I would have the opportunity to do anything else before that. And one of the ones he chose was to go see the Emperor's Palace. Now that sounds amazing, right? Let's go see the Emperor of Japan's palace and walk around the grounds, and it's going to be, that is a great choice, Tony. This is going to be great. So, by the way, this background you see right now is speeding up at 5 times the speed. 5 times actual that it took. So as long as this video runs behind me, it was 5 times longer in real life. So we get off on this buses. It's a huge parking lot, and we walk through a little park area and then down this long road across a major highway, and we're heading off into the distance. And the first place that we're going to arrive at up there is this little guard tower. And it's basically a little wee phone booth type thing. And there's no guard in it. There's nobody there. However, there is a police officer walking around, and at one point you'll see that I'm there and I'm talking to the police officer. He was wondering if I was from television or a media of that kind, and I kind of lied. And I said, no, it's for me. It's for me at home. It's my personal stuff. And he said, oh, okay, no problem. But I guess my setup I had my 360 camera going, I had the cell phone with the stabilizer going, and I might have looked a little bit more media than the rest of the tourists that were in the area. But he was very nice and very, there was no confrontation or anything like that. It's a protected area. They don't want media to film things without permission, and I understand that. That's not a problem. Not a problem at all. But as you see, then we said, okay, now we're heading off to the palace. This is going to be, here we go. All right. It's quite a long walk. And some of the people on the excursion had a little bit of, they had a cane, and some of them were walking slowly, and, mobility issues. And so this was quite a long walk to get there. But when we finally got there, we turned the corner and there's a gate. There's this gate. And I'm saying, okay, well, we're going to take a picture of the gate. We click the pictures of the gate, take a picture of the gate. All right. And way off in the distance through the trees, way off in the distance through the trees, you can see just the top of the palace. Just the top of the palace up there. And you're going, okay, here we go. We're going to go and get there. And no, that was it. We ended up at the gate. Just a gate. A closed door, a gate. That was the excursion. So the tour to the Emperor's Palace in Japan is basically a walk through a field and a gravel area to get to a gate and then turn around and go back. We were there an hour. And literally I went, video, done. What? What is that? That's crazy. When you advertise a tour to see the Emperor's Palace, I expect to see the Emperor's Palace, not the tippy top of a roof somewhere way off through the trees in the distance. And then we could see this pass of a bridge off in the distance, and there were people there on it, much closer to the palace than we are. And I'm going, why are we not over there? Why are we here at the gate, kind of thing? And they go, that's for Chinese residents, Japanese residences only. It's not for tourists. Tourists are only allowed here. Oh, well, maybe that would have been a good thing to show in the brochure when we booked our shore excursion. I will have to say, I much preferred the shore excursions on my Millennium cruise to Japan than I did on my Spectrum of the Seas cruise. Now, keep in mind, the Spectrum of the Seas was a Chinese cruise, and we being English and wanting to have an English person go with us for the shore excursions, we only had a limited amount of choices. So each port we would have like 3 choices, tops. And so that was it. Also, we were only in port shorter amount of times. So on my Millennium cruise, sometimes we'd arrive at 7 and not leave till 9:30, 10 o'clock at night. On the Spectrum, most of the shore excursions, the longest one we saw was about 5.5 hours, where I was on a 9.5 hour excursion on the Millennium. So not as many stops and not as many things to do, but on every single shore excursion we did 2 events. And I would have to say that one of those 2 events were absolutely ridiculous and horrible. And then the other one was either good or okay. Out of the 3, the 2 favorite things I did on 2 of those shore excursions was walking around the shopping district. And if I'm going shopping and I'm saying that's one of my favorite of the shore excursions, something's wrong with your shore excursions. I hate to say it. So I think Royal Caribbean, for their English guests, need to come up with something a little more robust than walking for an hour to see a gate that you could look at for 3 minutes. Really kind of dumb. We were pretty good natured about it. We had a pretty good laugh about it, Tony and I, on the way back, because we couldn't believe that the entire shore excursion was basically walking to a gate and then turning around, and I get confronted by the police while I'm there. Yeah. Fun. So I just wanted to give you guys a warning. If you're going on some of these cruises out there and you see the Emperor's Palace, be warned. You may not get to see the actual Emperor's Palace. You may actually just be going up to a gate. And that's why I do these shore excursions, to show you just exactly what you might get into. You might be thinking it's something else, but it's something completely different. I hope you appreciate this good-humored look at one of the worst shore excursions I could think of. Really was dumb. And if you did, please give it a thumbs up. If you want to see more tips, more tricks, more travel vlogs from around the world, hit that subscribe button. Till next time, have yourself a safe and a great vacation.